Good evening, everybody, east, west, north, south, worldwide, and welcome to Loc'D On Sports 216
216.
with me, Keith Allen, and along with me, Mr. Sean
What up?
C.
What up, big dog?
What's going on? What's going on with you? What's going on?
Man, another Thursday. We here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Happy to
Yes,
be
sir.
here.
No doubt. No doubt. The weather looking kind of grainy outside again,
Hey, man, we needed a little bit of rain.
which has been what's the name of our week? The
Yeah.
theme has been rain.
I mean, we had a good run, though. We had about a good 2 weeks where we didn't have anything. So,
Right.
and this is
Exactly.
Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio. So I'll take
Yes.
these couple.
Yes. This couple of days supposed to be nice this weekend. And it's a weekend of double holidays.
True that.
Sunday is Father's Day.
Yeah. Happy early Father's Day to all the fathers and you, big dog, for sure.
Oh yeah. Happy early Father's Day to all the fathers out there, and you too, my man. Happy
Thank you.
early
Thank you.
Father's Day to you all. Also, it's also Juneteenth on Monday.
True that. Official. It's official.
Yes, sir. Black and proud. Yeah. But first off, let's go to the business at hand and everything. Go first off. Well, actually, I ain't got to even put this on here. The chat lines are open. Be sure to chat with us, holler at us, say what's up, say hi, say whatever sports opinions is related to whatever we talking about and everything and stuff. The chat lines are open. We will
Yes,
get to
yes.
some chats at the end of each part of the show that we're talking about. Also,
Yep.
which is about to scroll. Oh, what you was about to say, Sean?
Oh no, I was just agreeing with you. Just being your height. I'm too big MC right now.
And you're pumped. And you're pumping. Hammer, hammer, I am hammer. Also, subscribe to the new Alan Vias Media 2 YouTube channel. Please subscribe to that channel. That's where all the shows are being broadcast from live too as well on YouTube. So
Yeah,
please subscribe to that channel. Along with Facebook. Shout out to the LinkedIn fam, Facebook
yeah.
fam, Locked On Sports Group 216, and the
Everybody.
YouTube.
Yes.
Everybody, be sure to subscribe. Definitely be sure to subscribe. And if you want to see the old ones, also you can go to the Locked On Sports 216 YouTube channel as well.
Yeah, a lot of good content over there. Always go.
Yes,
You can
sir.
always go back, see what we were talking about last time,
Yes,
or
sir.
previous, or last year,
Yes,
or 6 years
definitely.
ago.
I know what page you got to go to for that one.
Oh man.
And everything. So the first subject we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about the Cleveland Browns, and we're going to talk about what everybody thinks of the Cleveland Browns' new logo, which came public this week. Well, last week actually, late last week. It
I mean,
became public.
it's dope, and
Yeah.
it has a lot of good meaning to it. Like the only thing I'm disappointed in is that it wasn't like an in-house design.
Yeah.
Though I mean they made the best man win for sure, but I'm
True.
just that's only my only thing about it, because I mean he put a lot of thought into it, and it's a lot of hidden meaning in this logo.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I like salute to him, and I appreciate what he did for the city. And I'm not saying I don't like it or anything. I'm the only problem, not even a problem. I just wish somebody from my hometown would have been the designer of it.
Where was the dude from that actually designed this logo?
Um, I want to say like Portland or somewhere out
Oh, wow.
west.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, he's a younger guy,
Hmm.
um, graphic designer, and like I say, he won fair and square. So I'm not taking anything away from him. Let's be clear. but I just wish someone in house would have won it.
Someone in
Because
house from the hometown.
yes, that's all. But hey, thank you, my brother.
Yeah,
Like I say,
thank you.
great, fantastic design, and we look forward to repping it as we go forth to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Now, at first, I wasn't really feeling the logo and everything, but then when people told me the thought that he had really put into it, I
Hmm.
appreciated it a little bit more. I appreciated
Yeah,
it more. And I said, "Oh, I get it. I
yeah.
get it."
He incorporated a lot of things like the Ohio and the ear and the 8 championships, like the stuff like that he thought about to put into the design. That
Yes.
was genius. So yeah, that's what, like I say, we appreciate it for sure, for sure.
And yes, for all those that don't know, the Browns do have 8 championships in their existence. Only
Yes,
problem is they haven't won one since 1964. So
nothing in the Super Bowl era. We can
yeah,
just keep
nothing
it.
in the Super Bowl era, and that's what the team across the team 200 miles from, well, about 100 some miles from us, throw in our face all the time
Right.
and stuff.
But
We
we
got 6, but we got 8.
yeah, we definitely got
8.
championships. But like you like you were saying, like we didn't get them in the Super Bowl era. So hey, we coming. We
Yeah,
coming. Our numbers
definitely
are gonna go
coming.
up very
Definitely
quickly
coming.
here.
Yes, like I said, I'm gonna show y'all the logo one more time. Here you go. How do you like it? Chime in if you like it. Say, hey, I like it. Don't just say nay. Either way, it don't make a difference and stuff. You know.
Yeah. They gave a salute to the dog pound and the collar.
Yes. And then some got something to do with the Guardians too, don't it? On here.
Not the Guardians themselves, but I think
Right.
the chin part is supposed to be the bridge,
Right, exactly. Yep. Exactly. It's all right.
and of course the Cleveland Browns stripe, the legendary stripe down the middle.
Yes.
So he put a little bit of thought into it, and like I said earlier, the Ohio and the ear,
Yes, he
he snuck a
did.
lot of stuff in there. So I like I say, hey, it's a good design, and we will
Right.
rep it because it's the Cleveland Browns logo, and we rep that.
Exactly. And also think about this, everyone. I wonder where they're gonna put the logo on the field, actually. I wonder.
Hmm. Good question.
Because along
Hey,
with the number 32 is gonna go somewhere.
right. Well, like we said in the previous episode, I don't think they can put the 32 on the 50. That's the
Right.
only problem.
I think they
So
could probably put it in the end zone or something.
or I've seen like um I don't know. Yeah, they'll find a way. They'll find a way to get them on the field, but I
Yes.
don't know if they could put it at the 50-yard line. The logo
I don't
might
think
be on
so.
the 50.
Right. That'd be interesting. That'd be an interesting look and everything. That'd be a definitely interesting look and stuff. And
It'll be
believe
a fresh start. It'll feel like
yeah.
we're starting over. You know what I mean? We needed that. We need a recharge. We got a new defensive coordinator. Got everybody fired up. Our team is starting to get respect on paper. People are
Yes.
starting to say, "Hey, man, look at these guys. Like once it shake down, we might have one of the best 53 man rosters in football." So we got a lot to look forward to. But unfortunately, like we lost the goat, so we'll be wearing his patch for sure.
Yes, definitely. And training camp starts next month.
We are ready.
Yes,
We are
time
ready.
flies when you are having fun.
Yes, and I
Training
mean
camp
with the
starts.
oh, go ahead.
Training camp starts next month. They started out in West Virginia for about a week
Mm-hmm.
and preparing for the Hall of Fame game, the first exhibition, because the
Right.
Browns will play 4 exhibition games this year because
Yeah,
they're
we
at the
played the
Hall of
first
Fame
one.
game.
Yeah,
Play the
we
very
played the first
first.
one.
Yes.
in Canton. That's gonna be big. And like I say, coming off the the passing of Jim Brown, they're gonna do something big in Canton. So
The passing of Jim Brown and the induction of Joe Thomas into the Hall of Fame.
I forgot about my man Joe T going
Yes,
in. Yes,
sir.
to him.
First ballot.
Salute to
Congrats
him.
to Joe
Well
Thomas.
deserved.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
and I hope our young guys following your footsteps.
Yes. And we'll probably get to see Dorian Thompson. I forgot his last name. The
Oh,
young
the
quarterback.
quarterback,
Yeah, we'll get to probably see him most
Robinson.
likely. Yeah, Dorian Thompson Robinson in that game because you're not going to
True.
see Deshaun Watson probably the
Oh
game two or
no!
three.
Oh no! No, we're not going to see him. Definitely not. But we'll see a mini version of him. From what I'm hearing, he plays a lot like him, and from his
Yes, he
college tape,
does.
he's going to be exciting to watch for sure.
I watched a few of those UCLA games last year and the year before. That man is nice.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, it looks like he can make all the throws, and that's all I really care
yes,
about. And if he's
exactly.
got feet, also, I mean, that's a plus. So
Yes,
he can be used in the future. Hopefully,
definitely.
we won't have to use him for a decade, but hey,
Hopefully, you won't have to use him at all for the next 3, 4 years. For real, for
yeah,
real.
he's young enough to hold out,
Yes,
be groomed.
definitely. Exactly. Now, let me ask you this question because people were making a big deal over whether Miles Garrett should have came to the OTAs or not. Do you think it was a big deal of Miles Garrett skipping the OTAs?
Not at all. That's. I mean, what would I don't know. People just look for stuff to say online sometimes. I think that's so ridiculous. It's a voluntary it was a voluntary organized whatever you want to call it. He didn't
Yes.
have to go there. That's like
Yes.
somebody saying, hey man, go to your job next week for all week, even though you're off. Just go
Right.
just go to your job, man. Show your dedication. You don't have to, but just go. Come on, man. Like that's no big deal. And I mean, do we okay, let me next time one of those people, bring that up, ask them this. Do you think that this 1 week of voluntary training camp is going to affect Miles Garrett as a football player?
No. No.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
what is the big deal? Like say, as long as he shows up on time for actual
Right.
mini camp and like you say, ready to play the first snap day one, that's all I care about. All
That's
this
all
other
I
stuff,
care about. All this OTA stuff is
voluntary.
like, and
Like
from
I'm.
what
Oh, go ahead.
and from what is understood, people don't realize he did come off a toe injury from the Pro Bowl.
Fact.
And also, you also got to realize the union president was at one time a center on the Browns. And
Hmm.
he said the OTAs are not, you know what I'm saying? It's the off season.
That's my point. It's like
It's the
if
off
you show
season.
up, I mean, it shows dedication for sure. Everybody salute to everybody that did go.
Right.
But if you didn't go, I'm not. I mean, I don't think Chubb went. So are we holding it against Chubb too?
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
no.
Chubb didn't go, Betonio didn't go. So what are
Do
we talking about?
is it going to affect their play? Do I think it's going to, Chubb's going to drop down to 500 yards because he missed a
Right.
nah, nah.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. Like I want to be, oh, the world is falling. These guys, they're not dedicated enough to show up on their off day. No,
Nah,
sorry.
it ain't even that serious.
I can't ride with that one. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
As long as he shows up to training camp, and as long as he's there game one, barring injury or whatnot, I'm good.
Right.
I don't care. I do
Yeah.
not care. But you got some people that be on some stuff just because it ain't nothing else to talk about for real, for real.
And like I want them dudes to, get as much practice as possible. But I mean, I do not want any injuries this year. I really, I know it's part of the game, but I don't want any like majorly devastating injuries going into
True.
this. Knock on wood, because it seems like that it's always something crazy. Somebody goes down right before the season
Mm-hmm.
on something fluky. And
Right.
I don't want that to happen this year. So if those dudes took off, sweet. They'll be
Exactly.
ready for when we crank it up. And everybody practice, stay safe. Like I say, all these extra games is gonna be weird, but
Yeah. Extra
hey,
preseason game and 17 games during the regular season. And
yep.
our schedule in the beginning is kind of rough.
It's a divisional test. Like we get to
Yes.
see everybody off the rip. We get to test metal against everybody straight up. And then right. And I like the way it's constructed, because we play them early, then we have to battle, you know, um, we battle the rest of the season until we face them again, and we have a better gauge, and
Yes.
we'll already know what to expect.
Yes. Because I think they play, let me see, they start off the season against Cincinnati game one. Then Monday night against Pittsburgh, game two. And then they go, let me see, game three is Tennessee at home. And game four is Baltimore at home. So three of the first four games are at home.
Which is definitely another plus. Like we
Yes.
play a lot of home games early, so if we can get the momentum, take care of home, take advantage of that opportunity to play at home that many times early,
Right.
and get comfortable with each other. That, man, that's beautiful.
Yes, sir.
Like thank you, schedule people. We appreciate it.
You hooked us up this time. Got to face three of
Yeah,
the four at home, which is a godsend for real, for real.
right.
Just a
And
godsend.
and I'm so excited about the defense. Um, like the only thing I'm a little worried about is the linebacking, but I think we'll be okay.
Okay.
And but other than that, all the other pieces, I'm just excited to see how they work in this system.
Let me ask you a question. Who do you think will be the starting three linebackers on defense this year?
If healthy, it's gonna be Walker, of course. It'll probably be Taki and maybe Phillips.
Hmm. Okay. Taki
But
Taki.
J but JOK, I don't know. JOK probably get the nod over Phillips, just
Yeah.
because Phillips plays inside and they'll probably want him to rotate on the inside.
Right.
But if I had to, I mean, I might even start Phillips on the outside over Taki actually.
Yeah.
But I think Taki sideline to sideline is faster.
Yeah.
So if he's healed off the injury and very mobile, I mean, they're all coming off of injuries, so we just gotta
Yeah.
hope
And
everybody's
that's
okay.
and that's the only reservation I have with that linebacking core. They're all coming off injuries. Taki ACL. Phillips had what was that injury? A forceps injury or something like that. Where,
Yeah, don't rely on
right,
him.
I ain't
Yeah,
gonna
he
lie, but the Taki injury is kind of what's that, because you don't really be right coming off that ACL in the first year and stuff. And
correct.
Walker had a lower extremity injury also as well.
Yeah, but I think he's okay.
Okay.
I think he's
Okay.
good. I think he's good. Like you said, Taki might not be 100%.
Correct.
Um, but and I think Phillips is coming off injury too. So
Yes,
they're
he
all
is. Matter of fact, I mean, whole Browns linebacking core got injured. That
right.
just showed you how
So
bad the
that
D line was in the interior.
but now they're gonna get a lot more clean looks at
Yes,
especially like line running backs coming out of the backfield, because our line is gonna be attacking.
true.
Like the offensive line is gonna have to choose.
Yes,
Choose your weapon,
yes.
because we coming.
We coming at y'all. So, We will see. And really, honestly, I think the offense is going to do their thing. Honestly,
Mm.
and what
Oh yeah.
I tell people is, Deshaun don't really have to be Houston Deshaun. Where people are talking about he could possibly throw for 5,000 yards, he doesn't have to do that with this team. For real, for real.
Though he could, and
He could,
we would definitely accept it.
right,
But
but he
yeah,
doesn't
I
have
know what
to.
you're saying.
Because you got to think
Nah,
about it with the Browns. The Browns, all they got to do is play you in a three-quarter football game. And you know who
hmm
getting the ball in the fourth quarter if they got the lead.
yeah. All you're gonna see is hand off to Chubb, and
Exactly.
that's our strength. That's our luxury that people just keep forgetting about. Like if we get a 14 to 21 point lead at any point in time, you're gonna see Chubb, and that's what we can always fall back on,
Yes,
and that's
sir.
gonna get us a lot of victories. Just that strategy. If we jump out, and on top of that, if he makes our play action that much more lethal because
Yes.
that man's a home run threat. Like if you don't account for him, he'll
Yeah,
take it to the house.
definitely.
And you don't want your safeties to try and tackle him one on one. They'll lose.
That's
They'll
true.
lose. Linebackers, small linebackers, if with a head of steam, they're not stopping Chubb.
Nah. No,
Come
not at
on.
all. Not at all.
Yeah. So we just got so many weapons, man. And like say this DeAndre Hopkins thing, I mean, they should just let that go at this point. Like I'm excited to see what our young guys can do.
I'm
Like, let's go.
I'm like this. If they sign them, cool. If not, cool. Ain't the end of the world. You know what I'm saying?
But my thing is, what's the price though? I mean, we
Well,
we even talked about it last time because you can't throw. It's not just a money thing.
true.
Like if you sign him, you basically are saying Donovan Peoples Jones, you're out of here at some point in time, whether it's you ride the season out and you out next year, or we try to trade you now.
Right.
So is he worth trading Donovan Peoples Jones? And I think not. I think Peoples Jones can give you the same numbers that Hopkins can give you easily,
Because,
especially with Deshaun throwing the rock.
yes. And also, like you look at it, from what I heard, like with New England, I heard they was trying to work on something where it would be like a deal of 10 million and basically 2 or 3 million in incentives, which would probably bring up to 12 or 13 million. And honestly, I honestly think, now you could actually get another linebacker or something. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I was just getting ready to say. If we're gonna spend that much money, I'd rather spend that money on a linebacker than
Get
do
another
that.
linebacker and another running back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean the running back position, I think I'm pretty comfortable with Ford being the number two if we can't sign like Hunt back.
Right.
If we can't sign Hunt, then I say we just roll with Ford, use Felton or somebody as the third back, and just go forward. You know what I mean?
Are you surprised now that there's so many running backs available still? A month
No,
behind,
it's
a month
no. You
before
got to think
training
of it
camp?
how the game is set up. The game, it's a pass oriented game at this point. Like
Mhm.
everybody's looking at, spread offenses. So the running back, except in Cleveland, isn't really a key. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Except in like certain spots like Tennessee and, spots that we know they run the ball. But
Exactly.
other than that, man, everybody else is trying to spread it open. The quarterback is the main runner. It's a lot of run, read, react. It's just a different game. That's all. So
Yes.
it's the running back isn't as valuable as they used to be. Like back in the day, man, you had to have three running backs. Like,
Right.
come on,
And you wouldn't have seen so many running backs available back in the day.
right? What do you think is the cause of it?
Um, like you said, the game done spread out. It's done became more of a passing league, for real, for real. And the NFL done really picked up the college aspect of the game where the spread offenses, shotgun, rolling in the pistol. You know what I'm saying? So,
Hmm
And the running backs now typically only get like 15 to 20 carries a game now. And you could find a running back, you don't even have to really use your first round draft pick to find a running back. Like, prime example, the guy Pacheco with Kansas City was like a seventh round pick.
Mm-hmm.
Um, who else? Who else? Who else?
I mean, it's a lot of guys. I mean,
Yeah,
even through the history, I mean, it's always you can always get running backs in the
period.
later rounds
Chubb,
that could always
a
help you.
second round
Yeah.
pick. Chubb is a second round pick.
I mean, it's always been like that.
Yeah.
That's my point. Like you, but now with the value of the running back going down so far, now you just got a whole plethora. Like you need more utility running backs. Like
Yes.
you need more hunts in the world.
Right. Ones that can run and catch out the backfield and be a little shifty also.
That, that's gonna be the next level. I mean, the next big football star is gonna be the guy that is a running back like Lamar Jackson, a running back who throws the football, like the Otani of
Mm.
football. That's gonna be the evolution. I mean, mark my words, because it's got to go there. It's gonna be the handoff to this guy. He rolls out like he's about to run.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yes, I heard Lamar looking good in a mini camp.
I
But
can believe it.
but you know what kills me is what kills me. Everybody was talking about Lamar can't throw the ball, but he had to throw the ball if he broke the passing records at Louisville.
Mm-hmm.
He had to throw the ball if he threw for like 38 touchdowns during his unanimous MVP season. He had to throw the
Mm-hmm.
ball. So I don't get it.
Nah, that once again, that's just people talking because I mean, if you just look at how things panned out, his passing ability is what actually opened up his run game a
Yes.
lot of times. The threat of him, throwing the bomb against you made people back up and then he took off.
Yes. And Lamar said it himself. He said if it's up to him, he wouldn't even run the ball. He'd throw
Right.
the
And I
ball.
mean, and you could see that the last two seasons, he's been standing in the pocket actually. Like he did it a lot last season and didn't get a lot of credit for it. He
No,
wasn't like taking off every play. Matter of
exactly.
fact, a lot of his runs were designed runs. They weren't him being instinctive and just going out of the pocket. It was a bootleg, end around. It was a lot of those yards were that
Yes.
design runs. So
I mean, I
yeah,
just
he
don't get
he
it. It's a narrative that just kind of just bugs me.
It's always been like that. It's been like that since I'm Doug Williams and
Right.
Randall Cunningham, especially guys like that. Warren Moon had to go to
He had to go to Canada.
CFL and then
Yeah.
come back. Yeah,
He had to go to
it's
CFL and win about 3 or 4 Grey Cups, then come back and everything.
but I mean, it's a lot of guys that have broken that stigma too. We can't say that it's absolute because we have like a Jalen Hurts, we have
Yeah.
a Pat Mahomes,
Yes.
So it's there. But like you say, it's just a weird little.
Weird little dynamic that, you know what I'm
Why would
saying?
you hold that over that man
Right.
like that? And like you said, his arm is as strong as anybody in the league,
Exactly.
and it just happens that he runs a 4.3.
Right.
Hey,
Because, matter of fact, the most exciting games that we might see on the schedule would probably be the two against the Ravens.
mm-hmm, true.
Because, dude, watching Louisville and Clemson back when Deshaun was at Clemson and Lamar was at Louisville were shootouts. Were
You know
shootouts.
what? Like I say, it'll be dangerous for them to be a shootout because if they try and keep Lamar in the pocket, he gonna pay. He gonna get the Tim Misney. He gonna he gonna pay.
Definitely. But hey, I can't wait till the regular
Oh, my
season.
fault.
I
Gotta
got
give
to
you the Misney eye.
check out. I got the guarded optimism. Can't wait till September.
Yeah,
Can't wait
true
till
that.
September, see how it all plays out. And it will be interesting football season.
Man, I can't wait till Madden comes out, boy.
Yeah, definitely. And I can download it because I got the PS5.
I'm gonna be the middle. I'm gonna be the middle linebacker. How about that?
Well, anyway, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about the NBA champions, the Denver Nuggets, and we're going to talk about the Guardians are back on Skid Row on Loc'D On Sports 216.
216.
So unique at 24 Karat Chocolate's Boutique, where she specializes in custom, handmade, professional t-shirts and hoodies for any occasions, uniforms, puzzles, and towels, and much more. Now don't take my word for it. The work speaks for itself. Let that be the new trendsetter. Customize the way you like it, either for family reunions, gender reveals, graduations, or just a graphic tee at 24 Karat Chocolate's Boutique. Go and check her out at 1937 360 4386 or log on at 24ktchocolates.info.
You want combat? I'm on that real quick. Iron dragon with my sword. Lord, I'm so slick. Mano y mano, hand-to-hand combat. I suggest you go ahead, read my stats, homie. I'm all that. Mr. Hands of Death, peep my martial skills. I embark my will until it's fulfilled. You like a mannequin on the ground laying still. For real, I go home, meditate, circulate, cheese, practicing sitting still. I yell out, get out. Today's not the day. I yell out, get out. Today's not the day. Don't let it ring out. Spill out. Better go on your way. Don't let it ring out. Spill out. Better go on your way.
We're back. Locked on Sports 216
216.
with Keith Allen and Mr. Sean C. on this Thursday evening before Juneteenth and Father's Day. Like I said, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Happy future Father's Day to
Yes.
all the dads, and happy Juneteenth to everyone.
Yes. And not happy Father's Day to all y'all mothers that claim to be mothers and fathers. No.
Let the guys
We're
have their day.
protesting against that.
Yes. Let the guys have their day. Definitely let the guys have their
I'm
day.
I'm both. I'm both. No,
No,
stop.
you're not.
Just stop.
You're
That's
you're their
jeez.
mom. Let the dads have their day.
You know,
But you
salute to you what you do, but that
Yes. You know, it's crazy. Me and a coworker was talking today, and we was talking about Father's Day, and he was saying that it's like the forgotten holiday.
man, we rank behind Halloween and all the other ones.
Right.
Memorial Day, like people
Exactly.
get more pumped on Memorial Day. What's up?
What's up? What's up? I don't know who you are because I got the Facebook user thing in for some reason with the group. I don't know why. And everything. Want to figure that out one of these days. I'm about to figure that out. But I'm about to find out who commented.
Well, what up? What you got? I'm assuming it's you
Oh,
are male, so happy Father's Day.
what's up, Lavelle? What's up with
Ah,
you?
Lavelle, for sure. Salute.
Yeah, definitely
Uh-uh.
salute to you, King. Salute to you. Uh-oh. Don't you hate when the... Okay, now I turned the volume down on my phone and
Yeah, I was
everything.
gonna say, oh man, I started hearing myself. I don't like that. Like, make me cringe.
Right. He said, boy needs to be in presence of a man in order to understand manhood. That's true. That's definitely
True
true.
that. True that. That's wisdom right there.
Yes, that's definitely true. You right about that, Lavelle. Damn right about that. Damn right. But second subject that we're going to go to is shout out to the NBA champion Denver Nuggets who won the title like Sean said. But you know what though?
Yeah.
I don't feel bad because I really had it going 6, but I had Denver on top.
Mm-hmm.
But I figured Miami would make
Yeah.
it a little more interesting than it actually was.
Yeah, and that's fair. We discussed on the show. They Denver's team was a lot better than I thought. Like I didn't see enough of them, I'll be honest. But when I saw them going through the playoffs, as I watched them after that first game, when I saw Jokic just say, "Hey man, I'ma just give me the ball, I'm gonna take over."
Right.
It was nothing that Miami could do with that. When I saw that, I was like, "Oh, they can't win." Because at any point in time, this dude can just take over and put up, a cumulative, between passing and him scoring could get you 20 within 4 minutes. And
Yes.
that's crazy. Like
Real
this
crazy.
dude might be one of the best big men we ever seen, if not the best.
And think about it, he was putting up Wilt type numbers.
Yeah. I mean, the dude averaged almost a triple double going through the whole thing. Like
Yes.
that's
And the thing I do respect about Denver is that they didn't play around. None of the series they didn't play around. Think about it.
what they lost. They lost 4 total.
4 total. They lost to Minnesota. They lost 1 game to Minnesota, 2 games to Phoenix, one to no, they swept LA, didn't
No,
they? They swept
that was
LA.
it. And one
In
to
Miami,
Miami. That's
yeah.
it.
And really you could
That's
say
it.
honestly, they really should have swept that series. Because they let them off the ropes in game 2.
Yes, they let the momentum get them. But they didn't do it in game 3, where like say Jokic just stopped. He must have looked around and was like, you know what? I'm gonna just take over.
Right. And nobody could stop him.
Yeah, that dude's great. I won't even say good and short him. That dude's great.
Yes, he
And,
is.
and what I also love about them is they built their team through the draft. Like outside of
Yes.
a couple of pieces, like they showed, like we discussed way back, that whole put teams together thing. If we go through the history of it, it really hasn't worked.
It might get you a championship or 2, but it hasn't turned into total domination as thought.
Name the teams that I can only think of 2 teams that were put together like that got the championship. Miami and if you want to count Boston.
Boston, Miami and Boston. And if you want, well, can't really count Golden State. Kevin Durant was just a cherry
No,
on top. Yeah.
right. You can't count them because everybody else they drafted.
Yeah. True. Very true. Everybody else they drafted. But like I said, Denver shut them down. It shut everybody down. And it wasn't like we gonna let them off the hook or whatever like that. They just like Minnesota. Minnesota won game 3. After that, it was a wrap.
Right.
Phoenix won game 3 and won game 4. After that, it was a wrap.
Right.
LA, they wasn't even playing with LeBron. No. We sending y'all home. Forget all that. Y'all not winning the game. We sending y'all home. Because we don't want this dude to get no momentum. We sending y'all home. And Miami, they did the same thing. After
Right.
they gave away game 2, they went into Miami, South Beach, and basically took the series there. For real, for real.
They showed their strength. They did what we should have done against the Knicks. They came out and just punched them in the face. Like, yo, okay, we lost that last one, but watch this. Stop this.
Yes. And you know what's crazy is that's kind of makes you a little, how can I say, mad with the Cavs. It's like they didn't take advantage or seize the opportunity at hand to me.
But in this finals, that could have easily been us. Easily.
Now you see where I'm getting at. Now you see where I'm
No,
getting at. That could
I've
have
been
been
there, bro.
us. That could have been us. And the thing what people say they take for granted and saying, well, we got Donovan, we got Darius, we got Jared, we got Mobley, and we're going to get better and better and better. But think about this. Remember back in 2020 when the Browns had Kansas City on the ropes. They had them on the ropes. They had they people shook. And we let them dudes off the hook. Let them off the hook. And think about what has happened since then.
Right. Nothing's guaranteed. Like
Nothing's guaranteed because you never know what the next year is going to bring.
I mean, even sticking in the sport itself in basketball, look at the Thunder when they had all
Thank
those
you.
guys and they were they the next dynasty. Durant, Westbrook, Harden, Ibaka.
Serge
Like
Ibaka.
they was gonna be the next and never got there.
You got to take your shot when the shot is given because you never know what can happen for you. You never know what can happen for you. Like prime
Yeah.
example, everybody thought the Guardians slapped back then in 16. Nobody expected them to go to the World Series and come within a game of beating the Cubs. And they almost did that with a 3-man pitching staff.
Right.
But Cubs caught fire somehow and took the series. And where have the Guardians Indians been since?
Right. We can't we're trying, but we can't get there.
Can't get there. And I mean, like I said, because prime example, the Browns is the prime example for the Cavs not to remain stagnant this offseason. Because what happened with the Browns? First game against KC, they took KC to the limit and everything, but they lost. Second game they won. Then the third game, Baker got hurt, and the season went to hell after that.
Right. But okay, let me ask you this though. What can the Cavs really do? Because we don't have picks.
Right.
And
you got one pick. We got a second round pick.
Yeah, I mean, but what can you really turn that into? You know what I mean? Just
all I can
honestly.
say, scouts better be on their job. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking more like we got to think more like free agency, maybe.
Yes.
Like we might be able to add a free agent, like a creative trade. But then, like, okay, let me ask you this: who would you be willing to trade? Who are you willing to part with? And when you put that person out there, what do you expect to get back in value?
You're not gonna get too much value for Jared Allen,
and he's $20 million.
They're not gonna trade Mobley.
No. Like Mobley, Garland, they're pretty much off the table.
Now, Donovan Mitchell, it all depends what the package would look like. You know what I'm saying? You had to get another top dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm asking you what because I've heard a lot of people like say, "Hey, we need to make a move." I'm just interested to see,
Now let me ask you this.
If you got anybody like,
let me ask you this: would you trade Donovan Mitchell for Jaylen Brown if the Cavs could re-sign him?
I don't think so because are we really getting true value for that? We're trading a top 5 scorer in the league possibly for Jaylen Brown, taking nothing away from him, but he's known that he can't go left. Just to give you an example,
he's known that he can't dribble.
That's what I'm saying. They saying he can't dribble to the left. That's my point. Yeah. So like, are we getting true value for that?
Got a point there.
And does that make us better? That's the other question. Yeah. Does that really make us better? That's more of a lateral move than an ascension.
Because the thing I'm looking at with the Cavs, they might be stuck. Not trying to be funny. They might be stuck between 4 and 6.
Now, I don't know. I won't say we're stuck because like we have to really develop rely on development this year. Like our training, um, we have to get defined roles as far as our players. Like Mobley has to develop like a baseline something, or like you said, him or Allen got. I mean, not him or Allen, but Allen will have to go at that point because we need something else.
I knew
Hey,
it was coming. I knew it was coming.
I'll take Bronny when he come out in year after.
I
I'll
knew it
take
was coming.
Bronny. That's who we talking about, LeBron
Yeah,
James
he talking about
Jr., right?
no, he talking about LeBron Senior.
Nah, she's got to be talking about Junior. Yeah, I'll take Bronny in a year after next.
You might have to say you'll take Bryce, because Bryce will probably be playing 3.
Hey, but see, we got to wait like 5 years for Bryce though.
Right. That's the only problem. That's the only problem. LeBron is another two guard at best. He a two
I
guard.
mean, well, in 2 years we might have to look at like moving Donovan anyway. So
Yeah.
like if we aren't like in championship contention, I don't see any reason why he would want to stay here long term. You know what I mean?
Shit, he might not want to stay after next year.
Well, I think all that the hype about him leaving, like we don't know, like it's all
Ain't his
speculation
contract
at
for
this
like
point.
3 more years?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you because
So he
we
got
had
at
talked
least 2
earlier.
years
So,
in
so we
Cleveland. I
got
think
two
it's like,
years.
yeah, it's like
So
3 more years.
he can't leave next year, and he can't leave the year after that. You know what I
Right,
mean? But
exactly.
if we aren't making any progress after next season, we really have to sit down and think about what we want to do with him because we can't
True.
get stuck with nothing. It is no
True.
way that we can't get value because we don't have any pick. We traded away 3 first-round picks for him.
Yes.
So we can't let him just walk in 2 years. That it can't happen.
Right. Because really think about it, it's I don't know, the Cavs are kind of like in no man's land. They're gonna have to look at
I don't
every
know.
hold up. They're going to look at every college free agent player available, which might be a plus because a lot of them free agents would probably been players that would have been drafted, but since now the NBA is so gun ho on drafting the 18, 19-year olds, might catch
But
one slipping under the radar.
what I was gonna say is what was what do you think was really our weakness?
Shooting. Shooting, but also I will say this weakness is shooting, lack of a backup big, and the offensive flow is off. It's not
So
enough. It's not enough ball movement for me.
So in the reverse of that, JB is the orchestrator of the offense. You can sign a big man, like we could have signed a big man last year, like LA did with Tristan, and like we said, like you brought up, Cousins was out there, Dwight Howard was out there. We can still sign a big backup big man. That's nothing.
And think
And
about
then,
that. I was the
mhm.
one that campaigned for Tristan to come back.
Lo and behold, it was a possibility if the price was right, but
Yeah.
or the
Shit.
situation, it was a better situation for him out there. But
Truthfully, they need to talk to him now, for real, for real. Not trying to be
yeah,
funny,
no,
because
I
he
mean that'd be fair.
provide one thing about Tristan. He provides toughness.
Right.
All that mess that happened against New York wouldn't have happened had, you know what I'm saying? Not saying Tristan would be starting, but coming off the bench for like 15, 20 minutes, Robinson and them wouldn't have had that kind of effect on the series like that.
I mean, even Love would have affected the game in a different
Yes.
way. But I mean, but that, like, once again, that's just one guy that we can sign in free agency. That
Right.
I think shooting is a thing that I think we have shooters on our team that we need to just develop. Like Okoro has to be in the gym right now. Donovan is
Yes.
already lethal. Garland is already lethal. We have shooting. It's just I think our offensive flow, like you said at the end of it,
Offensive flow is
was the
jaded.
major problem because like everybody always says is shooting, but we have like 2 elite shooters,
And I
right?
think, yes, and I think JB could empower his guys, empower Okoro, encourage him to take the open shot, encourage Okoro to slash to the hole. Dude
Correct.
can drive with both hands, but what's the use of always having him stand out in the corner? You kind
Right.
of you kind of
Taking
crippling him.
you neutralizing his
Yeah,
game.
you're
Yeah.
neutralizing him. It's like you're self checking him yourself.
You making him one dimensional when he doesn't have
Yes,
to.
doesn't have to be. This dude
Like
athletic. He one of the most athletic dudes on the team.
that's the point. So that's more coaching. And I think that's what I'm saying. That's all I'm trying to get to is I think we have the pieces on our team to get better if we just develop our guys. Like everybody's young. Like we forgot.
Yeah,
Like
and I'm gonna
Evan's only
say
like
this
22.
right, and I'm gonna say this also because if I'm gonna say this, if Gilbert was himself, it might have would have been changes already.
Yeah, they definitely aren't. The front office definitely isn't feeling the same pressure as they
Oh
used
my
to.
god! And they
And
made
we
me
can
so.
tell.
And the thing that made me so mad is it was like their point was, see, we won 51 games and LeBron ain't even here, and we were in the playoffs. But
Mhm.
that don't mean jack if you getting put out in the first round and you was the favorite,
See that? Remember
and you
we
got
talked about
gentlemen
like
sweep.
I get what everybody's saying, and I kind of agree. I'm like 70% with what everybody's saying, but then the total realist just snaps me back to what we were saying. But everybody going into this was like, "Hey, we're gonna be happy if our team makes the playoffs." So
Dude, you
now,
know
like,
how that.
yeah, I know how
But
things change. That's why I said I feel what everybody's saying, but sometimes we got to just step back and say, "Hey, man, are we overreacting right now?" Like, because
and I'll
the
say this,
expectation. Hmm.
and I'll say this. The thing was, it wasn't the fact that they lost in the first round. It was some of the moves leading up to the playoffs that lack thereof they made and lack thereof. Like prime example, you played Kevin Love to the bone when his finger was broke. All of a
Hmm.
sudden, finger healed, he's out the rotation. And your excuse was he couldn't play defense. Now let me ask you this. When in the hell has Kevin Love ever played defense in the league?
No, I mean you preach to the choir, bro.
Besides that, besides that one finals game against Golden State,
I mean,
when
not
he
even that.
guarded
That was
Curry
that was
for
just
a
a
minute.
play. Yeah,
Right.
that
That's
like it
just a
wasn't like
play.
he
When
wasn't
has
locking
he?
people down. Nah,
Right. And then you tell us, then you try to pacify us by signing Danny Green, that's coming off injury, hadn't played all year. Then you needed a big man, a backup big man, because Robin Lopez is just there for morale and support or to make the teams even.
yeah,
What
I
do they
think
do? What do they do? They go and sign a guy out the G League that's a guard that's not even going to help them this year.
right.
And on top of that, to make matters worse, they gave him a guaranteed 2-year contract. On top of that, then you got rid of Kevin Love. People was like, well, Kevin Love quit on the team. If, if, let's just say, if you know what Kevin Love can do, but you're playing guys that obviously can't do what Kevin Love does, wouldn't you feel some type of way too as a player?
Right.
If you feel that you can still contribute as a player, think about it. Everybody was tripping about J.R. Smith the last year here when the Cavs went belly up. But his thing is, why is you playing these young dudes when you told me you was trying to win this year?
Right.
And it's like the front office kind of, how can I say, kind of got lazy to me. They got lazy. And Gilbert had been, had he been right in things, prayers for him and prayers for the Gilbert family. But that wouldn't have happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like say I'm riding with you all the way, but like the more I look around, like with the us
And
not having the picks, we really don't have any moves that we can really make. So
right.
like my blame is more towards JB. Like we kind of saying the same thing with the Kevin Love thing. I think he was
Right.
definitely underutilized. I think he should have been given a chance. I think all the excuses that were given were just excuses for him to not be on the floor. And that was a big mistake as far as JB and for them to even let him go.
And
I
I'm gonna
mean,
tell
it was a respect thing though.
yeah, but the thing also I will say this, the precursor to the Kevin Love thing, you remember the play in game last year against Atlanta?
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Love barely got out on the floor in that game.
Right.
And what you needed against Atlanta? Outside shooting.
Yeah. I mean, that's what everybody's crying for now. And he could have been doing the same thing. So
Thank you.
yeah, I don't know what to say on that one. Yeah,
And I'm
I
gonna be
got faith in our
honest.
Cavs as constructed though. I'm looking at Denver and the way that they pulled it out as a team. Like people thought that they weren't going to get there. They stuck together. They added like Aaron Gordon a couple years ago, but they've been playing together and playing
They've been playing
together.
together for like 3-4 years.
I think that's the most valuable thing that you can have in the NBA, right? That's what I was
Yes.
alluding to earlier. Like the put together teams are proven not to, they aren't panning out the way that people thought. And I think the organic teams are going to prevail. And I think we're one of those teams that if we stick together, we can do
Yeah.
this.
Because I think the big three era is over with. That's a wrap. That's a
Yeah.
wrap.
Well, it'll be it's still a big three, but it's a big three organically. Like you have to have a
Right.
big three
Right.
organically.
But put together, made in the laboratory, automatic. that's
Yeah.
that's a wrap.
It it's proven to not work. Like none of them worked. Like say outside of Miami, and then you got to think the Miami thing. It wasn't as successful as it should have been or could have been.
True, because you got to think they should have won 4, or at least 3 out of 4.
And they
They
only
should have
got
won at
two of
least
them.
3 out. And they only got 2, so that was
You hate
kind
to
of
say only, but I mean that's
with that
true. That
team. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not
um,
4, not
but I mean
5, not
out the gate,
6.
yeah, out the gate, they should have been. They were really dominant, and they just couldn't. That first year, they just couldn't figure out who was the man.
Yeah,
But after they figured it out, they got that first one, and that was big. But yeah, other than that, none of them worked. Like you said, a Golden State one really doesn't count. Boston was really that was the front office traded to put them together.
and
Like
that was
say that
only one.
the Nets, we see how that worked out.
Whew, that was straight up implosion.
Yeah, Philly tried to do it. We see how that worked out. Like it just
Phoenix
doesn't work.
just recently tried.
They tried
So
it. It didn't
far,
work
it
out.
hasn't worked out. They
They're
still got
gonna have to
next year,
trade
but
some.
they about to
Nah,
let Chris
Chris
Paul
Paul.
go.
Yeah, I was on Chris
Go.
Paul's not gonna be with them next year. It's no way. So yeah, those teams don't work out. So I'm rooting for all the organic teams, and I'm rooting for our young Cavs to stick together. Don't be discouraged. We'll come around. We'll come around. If not, we'll have a new coach next year.
Dude, I'm already saying JB in the Kevin Stefanski club right now.
Yeah, he's definitely in the Doug Collins, Mark Jackson seat right now.
Because I think, don't get me wrong, JB is a good coach, but I
Yeah.
think he's not the coach.
See, I don't know if I can say that definitively right now, but we don't have the time to see if he can be the coach. That's the problem.
Exactly.
Like if
Exactly.
Donovan wasn't here, the
You
conversation
could
would be different because
exactly.
they'd all be growing together. It'd be no
Right.
expectation really.
Right. And
Hey, let's
see,
make the playoffs. Let's make this next step.
right. And
But
see,
now
when
it's
they
like,
got Donovan, you basically said, now we're about to do big things with the Donovan. It's just like with the Deshaun Watson move with the Browns.
mhm,
Now, it ain't just about making the playoffs. It's about making a run to the bowl for the Browns, for real, for real.
right.
Because if that's the case, you could have stuck with whoever and just went 10-7, go to the playoffs, 9-8, go to the playoffs. Like with the Cavs, you can go 45-37 and go to the playoffs. We were seeing them develop and everything, but with Donovan Mitchell, now the stakes are higher.
Right. We have one of those guys, and we should definitely be in contention every year
Yes,
just to put him in a position where he could close the door for us. Could,
definitely.
step up and close and get us to O'Brien.
Yes, sir. But
But
also, Donovan Mitchell needs to do some self reflecting as well. Because it's the
mm,
second straight year Jalen Brunson done took this guy to school.
yeah, he seems like the type of guy that'll figure it out.
Yeah,
We'll be okay. We'll be
yeah,
okay.
exactly.
He seems like one of those guys that just probably put a chip on his shoulder. So this year is going to be show and prove.
Yeah, and Darius Garland, you got to go see the Wizard too because he disappeared at times.
Yeah, he still averaged 20 though. So I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
yeah. So like I said, it's a lot of like we'll have to discuss it on another show, but there's a lot of little weird like stats. Like it wasn't as bad as we thought. It's
right.
just we were lacking that one position, and that's like you said, the backup big man. We needed a
Yes.
bruiser, and we didn't have
And the
one. So
offense needs to be more free flowing, and he need to empower guys off the bench. Okoro, um, Mobley, put them in positions where they're good at on the offensive side where they'll feel comfortable.
or like you just said, just moving the ball around to create
Yes, move the
opportunities
ball
for other
around.
people. Like don't just pass it to Donovan and everybody watch him, or don't just pass to Darius and watch him. Just everybody just move around and try and create some shots, and we'll be fine.
Because think about it. You actually watching the LeBron 2.0 offense.
Hmm. Yep, the stinky leg, as my man used to say.
Exactly. And even think about that this year. The reason why the Lakers got to the Western Conference Finals is because LeBron wasn't always the linchpin on offense. They moved the ball around. They moved the ball around.
True.
And that's what the Cavs got to do. They got to get a more free flowing offense. Or
That's
else,
the key. That's what Denver did. That's what Golden State's always done. That's what even Miami was doing to an extent. So
yes.
we'll get it together.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. But anyway, we was going to talk about the Guardians, but it is what it is.
And we out of time anyway. Like say,
Right.
hey,
We done ran out of time. We done actually went overtime. So,
hey, thank
but
goodness. We won't have to bash them. Till next
yes,
week.
right. But if you like what you see on the video, like and subscribe to the new Allen Vision Media 2 channel on YouTube. It's scrolling at the bottom. Be sure to
To
do that.
the two eyes, Roman numeral style.
Yes, sir. Be sure to subscribe to that. Also, like to say before we go out, happy Father's Day to all the fathers this Sunday coming up.
To all the
And
kings.
happy Juneteenth to everybody.
Yes. It'll
And
be a mad Monday.
yes, sir. And also this weekend, have fun, stay safe, be aware of your surroundings. Like I said, keep your head on a swivel like you're on the football field or whatever. Cause man, it's mad out. It's mad crazy out here.
Yes. And
But
if Juneteenth had hold it real quick, but if Juneteenth has food involved, we accept all food. We
yes,
accept all
sir. Yes,
Juneteenth.
sir. Also, Stay tuned for the Triad Committee on Saturday, as we're going to talk about lies and deception. Lies and deception. And also stay tuned for Mad Mondays on Monday on Juneteenth. We'll have Miss Teddy Payne on with us. She'll tell her
Right.
about her business venture and discuss other things with us on the Juneteenth holiday. And
Sweet. I hope she's
important of
prepared.
all, yes, most important of all, subscribe to the Allen Viz Media 2 YouTube channel. Plenty of content to come. You'll have
Yes.
3 shows to choose from. But anyway, this is your man, Keith Allen, with Mr. Sean C. Whoa, excuse me, Sean C. And this is
Yeah.
Loc'D On Sports, and we signing out. Have a good weekend. Be safe.
Yes. Loc'D On Sports 216.
Yes, sir. We out.
We out of here. Peace, peace,
Peace.
peace, peace,
Peace.
peace, peace.